78 years, our great flag has stood tall, and it continues to stand tall, and it will stand the test of time. Happy Independence Day to all Indians out there. I'm so proud to say I'm Indian and represent this country, and I'm sure the rest of you are just as well. Now, since it is India Day, I thought we'd do a little video special. And if you guys don't know, cricket is actually linked with India's independence from the British. You see, when the British came to India, they brought along cricket, and Indians picked up cricket and beat the British at their own game. Now, I guess that's the silver lining to the situation, if there is any silver lining to the situation. But since this is India's Independence Day, and India's Independence Day just shows us future generations of India and shows us staying strong and just shows India as a whole and how great of a country it is, I thought I would talk about the future stars of cricket. You know, we've seen them performing in IPL, we've seen them making their debut for the Indian team. There are even so many talented uncapped players out there. We as India have produced so much talent, and we can see that in the upcoming Duleep Trophy. So what is the Duleep Trophy? You know, when I first saw the squads listed on the Indian team Instagram, I was a little confused. Like, I had never seen this before. Then I realized that it's a domestic tournament. A lot of times, domestic tournaments don't get a lot of focus on them, which they should, because they show a lot of uncapped talent, and a lot of times these players go on to become these big stars in the future, right? Like, I mean, look at Sodam Netravarkar. He played domestic cricket for a while. He played the Under-19 World Cup, right? And no one really knew much about him, or maybe they did, but again, they didn't know much about him. And now, man, everyone knows him as the Oracle software engineer on the United States cricketing team, who got both Rohit and Kohli out. He's the future star of US cricket. And I mean, come on, I need a Netravarkar jersey. Anyways, back to the future of the Indian cricket team. Sorry, back to the Duleep Trophy. So the Duleep Trophy, I believe there are like 5 or 6 zones at play. So North Zone, South Zone, East Zone. This trophy really just helps a lot of players who are from, you know, not these big populated persons, like say a person who plays from like Goa or something, right? Goa's team may not be that great, but that individual may be playing well, so they'd be selected for that team and they would get opportunities. The Duleep Trophy acts as a big opportunity for all these small town players who a lot of times don't get chances, or maybe their team isn't great, but they shine, you know, they're separate from the rest. So the Duleep Trophy provides these opportunities, and a lot of times we can see future stars built there. So watch domestic tournaments, people, because I'm going to start watching too. Anyways, if you look at the Duleep Trophy squads, you can just see how much talent India produces. Each squad, I could see at least 5 or 6 big names on there. Some of them were even uncapped players who had been performing great in IPL. Ishan Kishan made his return. Umran Malik, he bowled the fastest ball ever bowled in a net practice, but it didn't count. But he was an absolute superstar in the 2022 season of IPL. And I saw all these new players who I hadn't even heard of before because they didn't play IPL, or they were on IPL teams but they hadn't debuted yet, or they played domestic tournaments like Ranji or something, you know, and I hadn't seen them yet. So this makes me so excited because there are all these new players and now we can see them shine. And one thing that makes the Duleep Trophy so special, the format, is because it's test. Now, if you ask me and any other cricket fan out there, test is the ultimate form of cricket. 5-day matches, you can't stop, the other team doesn't stop batting until you get them, the bowling team gets them all out. I mean, it really puts the bowlers, batsmen, fielders, everyone's stamina, everyone's endurance to the test. Ultimate form of cricket. Really, truly a very hard sport out there. I mean, what other sport goes on for 5 days, 5 straight days without end? I mean, it's exhausting. So, to put these youngsters to the test is very good, because exposure to test from when you're just beginning your cricketing career could really help you towards the future, right? Now, obviously every format has a specialized role. Like, just because you're a good test player doesn't mean that you are guaranteed to be a good T20 player, right? But if you do have a good base in test, I feel you're more respectable as a player, right? Because again, test is the ultimate format of cricket, and if you can play that, I think you've got some serious skills. You know, something that's exciting is India's new T20I captain, Suryakumar Yadav, is being tested for the test format. You know, and I think this is good because Surya, the kind of cricket he plays with T20, it's very high risk, game, but it's high rewarding. You know, we've seen how he plays and everyone loves how he plays. However, sometimes this strategy doesn't always work. You know, in 50 over, you have to have stamina, you know, in 1 day international, especially in the middle overs. You can't just play 4 or 6s, right? It's not a fast-paced game, and especially because the ball wears down and spinners come more into play and it's harder to hit. So you can't always hit 4s and 6s. If you miss swing, you're out, and you don't want to lose that many early wickets. Compared to T20, where the bowlers have fewer overs to bowl and the batters have fewer overs to bat. So T20 is more high risk. You have to start hitting for the first ball. 50 over, you can take some time. Test. Now, test is a whole nother level. You know, test, you don't want to swing and play high risk and crazy because you can lose wickets so easily. You know, one time India got all out at 36, and that is truly a remarkable series because that was with Australia, the Border Gavaskar Trophy, I believe, and they completely turned the series around and they won that series. And I will for sure make a video about that later. But focusing on the Duleep Trophy now, I think that this is just so important, and I'm going to pay attention to it too, because we can see the future of Indian cricket grow. We can see them play test. We can see them explore these formats, and even old players too. Well, not old players, but players who have already debuted already, like Ruturaj Gaikwad, Shubman Gill, Yashasvi Jaiswal. These guys have played test, but they haven't been exposed to it so much, right? So getting into test, getting these young players exposed already, grooming them, forming them to become new, like, proper test players is such a big role for India, and having good test players will definitely help them in the future. Now, obviously, since there are a lot of uncapped players here, and players whose names I've never even heard of, I will be giving a couple of players to look forward to and watch. So maybe not completely like uncapped, not like new players, because some of these players I don't even know their names, so I'm going to need to do some research. But I would definitely say keep your eyes out for Umran Malik. He showed some kind of fire IPL 2022, and it's a shame he didn't get a chance at IPL 2023 because SRH's team was so dominant and they had so many good bowlers. I mean, Pat Cummins, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, they had all these guys, right? And these players didn't really get it. Players like Umran Malik didn't really get a chance to, you know, show what they've got. And so, sorry, I got a little lost there. But Umran Malik, definitely. Surya. Everyone knows Surya for his high-risk, high-reward game. I'd like to see how he plays test, and I'd like to see how that goes for him. And Ruturaj Gaikwad. I feel like Gaikwad, oftentimes, he gets skipped on for opportunities, but he is a great player, and I'd like to see what more comes from him. So yeah, those are my 3 players. Oh, and one more, sorry. Tilak Varma. Okay, I have been backing Tilak Varma from the very start. I mean, from his Mumbai days, when Mumbai's whole batting lineup collapsed, he was always there and he was there to hold it strong. So, even number 4, Tilak Varma, Umran Malik, Surya Kumar Yadav, and Ruturaj Gaikwad. Those are my 4, and I will be watching them, and you should watch them and follow them too throughout the tournament, and we'll see what this tournament holds for us. Oh, and Ishan Kishan's making a return, so watch him too. 5, there, perfect 5. Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Umran Malik, Ruturaj Gaikwad, and I'm forgetting someone, but you guys go back and watch that later. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.